Put me in the game, coach. That's not just a phrase. That's a declaration. That's the anthem of every man and woman who has ever sat on the sidelines of life, staring at the field, knowing deep down, I belong out there. It's the cry of the person who feels the fire inside, who feels the pressure in their chest, who says, I've got something to contribute, I've got something to give, I've got something that can change the outcome. And yet, for too long, you've been overlooked. For too long, you've been underestimated. For too long, you've been benched. Today I say it again. Put me in the game, coach. I've been waiting. I've been watching. I've been building. And I've been preparing in silence. Maybe others were faster. Maybe they were stronger. Maybe they were born with better genetics, sharper features, or more obvious talent. But here's the truth. None of them have my will. None of them have my hunger. None of them have the fire that refuses to die when the night grows cold. You can underestimate my size, my background, my history, but don't you dare underestimate my heart. Because my heart will take me places talent alone cannot. My willpower will carry me through battles that strength alone will abandon, and my discipline will outlast the fragile motivation of the gifted. That's why I say again, put me in the game, coach. I'm ready. You see, I've learned a truth most people ignore. You can get good at anything you set your mind to. The problem is not ability, it's commitment. The question is not, are you capable? It's, are you willing? Are you willing to follow through long after the excitement is gone? Are you willing to keep pushing after the fun has disappeared? Are you willing to walk into boredom, to suffer in repetition, and still hold the line? Because that's where greatness lives. Greatness does not appear when the lights are bright and the crowd is cheering. Greatness is built in the shadows, in the lonely mornings, in the quiet nights when no one is watching. It's built when you keep going, even though you have every excuse to quit. That's the difference. That's the edge. That's the spirit behind the words, put me in the game, coach. I know fear. I've faced it. I've been afraid of failing, afraid of rejection, afraid of not being enough. But here's what I discovered. When you stand and face what you fear, you grow stronger. Every time you look your fear in the eye and move forward anyway, you expand your capacity. You don't know your true limits until you stop running from them. Imagine this. What would you become if for the next 10 years you stopped avoiding the things you knew you had to do? What would you look like if you held yourself accountable to your own standards, not someone else's? Who could you be if you finally said, no more excuses, no more waiting, I'm in? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm shouting it loud enough for the world to hear. Put me in the game, coach. For years, I wasted time. I wasted it on people who didn't care. I wasted it on jobs that drained me. I wasted it chasing approval from those who would never clap for me anyway. And then I woke up. I realized life is too short to be wasted. Life is too precious to be surrendered. I refuse to keep giving my best energy to people and places that would never value me. I refuse to live as a shadow of what I could be. That's when I changed. That's when I stopped waiting for permission. That's when I started demanding my place on the field. Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the ball. You've got to demand it. You've got to prepare for it. You've got to stand up and say, put me in the game, coach. I'm not here to spectate. I'm here to dominate. Most people live their lives ruled by their feelings. 95% of the decisions they make are based on how they feel in the moment. Do you feel like making that call? Number. Do you feel like hitting the gym? Number, do you feel like writing that proposal, pushing that rep, sending that application? Number. And that's why they stay stuck. Because if you live by your feelings, you will never step into greatness. The secret is this. You don't have to feel ready. You don't have to feel motivated. You don't have to feel courageous. You just have to act. When you act, even when you don't feel like it, you build a new identity. You prove to yourself, I am the kind of person who takes action. And when you see yourself taking action, you build confidence. And when you build confidence, you build courage. And courage, my friends, is the gateway to destiny. That's why I stand here saying, put me in the game, coach. Because I will not wait for perfect conditions, I'll create them. I refuse to waste my life dwelling on problems. I refuse to wake up every morning expecting disaster. Yes, life is hard. Yes, pain is real. Yes, storms come. But inside every storm, there is strength waiting to be born. Inside every setback, there is a lesson screaming to be heard. I've chosen to stop asking, why me? And started asking, what now? Because faith is not pretending problems don't exist. Faith is believing there is purpose in the problem. Faith is choosing optimism when despair makes more sense. Faith is carrying your cross and stumbling uphill anyway because you know the climb is worth it. So when pain comes, when storms hit, when chaos surrounds me, I look at the sky, clench my fists and say, put me in the game, coach. This fight will not break me. It will make me. Discipline is my weapon. Habits are my armor. Consistency is my DNA. I get up early when others are still asleep. I hit the gym when others hit snooze. I put in the work when others put in excuses, and when the day is over, I review my goals, I remind myself who I am becoming, and I set my eyes on tomorrow. That's not talent. That's not luck. That's not privilege. That's discipline. And discipline beats talent when talent refuses to work. When the gifted relax, the disciplined rise. When the satisfied settle, the disciplined keep climbing. When others are content with good enough, I press forward toward greatness. That's the formula. That's the standard. That's the reason I will win. So hear me now. Put me in the game, coach. I am built for this. Everyone wants the reward, but few are willing to endure the process. Everyone wants the prize, but nobody wants the pain. Everyone wants to be a diamond, but nobody wants to be cut. Everyone wants to rise, but nobody wants to be refined by the fire. But me? I love the process. I love the grind. I love the sweat, the sacrifice, the setbacks, because I know the process is what makes me. The process is where strength is forged. The process is what transforms ordinary into extraordinary. That's why I don't just beg for opportunities, I prepare for them. And when the call comes, when the spotlight turns, when the moment arrives, I will not flinch. I will not hesitate. I will not back down. I will step forward and declare with everything in me, put me in the game, coach. I've earned this. So here I stand, not as a victim, not as a spectator, not as someone waiting to be chosen. I am chosen by my discipline, by my sacrifice, by my unbreakable will. I am ready because I've prepared in silence. I've fought in shadows. I've bled in obscurity. And now the time has come. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more sitting on the sidelines. This is my moment. This is my field. This is my destiny. So, coach, if you hear me, if you see me, if you know what I carry inside, then listen to these words. Put me in the game, not tomorrow, not someday, now, because I will not waste this chance. I will not waste this life. I will play with everything I've got until the final whistle blows.